CYNETHA JADE, much love and light, you guys. Back at it with another live stream. Sorry, I don't know why it looks so crooked. Like in reality, it's not, but like on the camera, it's looking all like everything needs a shift. I'm not exactly sure what to do about that, you guys, but I know personally, I feel like we could just move past it, right? Okay, there's so many other things that we've overcome this week alone, you guys. We made it. It's officially Friday. Friday, you might want to say. As you should. You've earned it. You've earned the right to celebrate. Makes sense. Okay. So I could be speaking to a Taurus, all right? And here's the sitch. If you were the one, I feel like it wasn't you, but if you were, that was performing some form or measure of infidelity, it's about to come out. Also, Taurus, if that wasn't you, and you know someone's in your midst who might actually live up to that potentiality, it's about to hit the fan. Just saying, okay? So karma, works all kinds of ways, all right? You essentially get what you give, honey. So be mindful just to make sure that you are doing that preventative maintenance check. Like, hey, am I in Toxicville? Because, you shouldn't be living there. I'm just saying. And I would advise you not really to even visit. There's a lot of drive-bys and stuff. Just saying, okay? It's not worth the risk, honey. Love and light, Cassandra. Oh, you stayed awake. Happy Friday! I'm glad you're here. Thanks for hopping on. And so here's the sitch. If you don't resonate with that Tauran energy, cool, right? I'm not saying you should. Just to be clear, right? You could also be an Aries out of the collective. Does not have to make sense to you either. Just saying. But you could be either way, and I would claim this irregardless of the sign. Just saying, a large sum of money coming your way. I know I'm claiming, right? There's enough for all of us to claim. You two should claim, Aries or not, okay? But Aries, if that's you, makes it all the more easier. You darn tootin' should be really expecting what we talk about here often, especially with regards to large sums of money. Makes sense, okay? And last but certainly not least, you could be Scorpio, have Scorpio chart placements. Doesn't have to be the case, no worries, right? And if this is you, my heart goes out to you. If this is someone you know and love, same deal, and much love and light, and definitely praying. There could have been a natural disaster that recently struck your area, your town, as it were. It doesn't have to be the case, but my goodness, much love and light to those that do resonate with that, Scorpio or not, okay? And you could also, irregardless of the chart placements, you guys, be one of those people. Gosh, is this my reading? Where you could literally sing karaoke until you pass out, literally to sleep, right? So I love that about you. If that's you, hello, hey, hi, me too, right? But if not, you guys, hopefully you get something out of this message. It seems like you should be able to. Wouldn't be too hard of a fishing expedition. Just saying. But because it is a general collective, I do want to be mindful to make note of that in case anyone forgot or just wasn't aware for whatever reason. Because what I'm not here to do is entertain the spirit of confusion. I don't rock with it. It's not my friend, right? So I don't really entertain it through the channel as best I can help it, okay? So you two do your part. Now there's this side note before I even get into the message that came out, okay? Um, this is kind of giving the energy behind it of like the last shall be first, dot, 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 right? And so who I'm speaking to, you have been feeling pretty down and out, okay? You could have been even recently on some trip here, whether physically regarding travel or regarding mushrooms, perhaps. I do see that. Could be some significance to tattoos and or tattooing. Could have long brunette hair, auburn hair, doesn't have to be the case. You could specifically have tattoos with writing, okay, so that are pretty monotone, like the one color. But I'm also seeing high significance to multicolor tattoos as well, okay, so take what resonates here. And this is not me coming for you, this is me trying to really streamline the message because we've got a lot more to get to. All right, and I also kind of want you to not hyper focus here as well because of what I'm reading energetically. So forgive the delivery, right? It's not meant to feel heartless, okay? Maybe if nothing else, matter of fact, okay? And so the situation is this: you got to get up, okay? I get it. This person was supposed to be the ideal. This person said they would, but they didn't, type of thing. Okay. This person should have, but could never be, kind of thing, is what's coming out energetically in the cards. And you are hung up because you thought this was going to be the one. You guys maybe talked about getting a place together. Maybe you're in that place, right? On the other side of this rift, this separation, this ending. Let's call it what it is. Okay. I get it, people. You know, they really do some crappy things. Like they lie, and they lie about feelings, and they lie about love. Many of them don't even know what love is. They're so quick to say, I love you, right? So it gets a little muddy in the waters type of, you know, energy type of even events and happenstance on the back end of this. And of course, hindsight's 2020. But here's the sitch, babe. You're at the hindsight point, and so you're expected to live accordingly, not just end and be stuck on pause and be stuck in some bitter Betty or you know, bitter Berry type of vibes here, or the guy girl, what have you. Okay. And I know it's so easy for love to say, because love never, no, yes, I've gone through it all, pretty much all of it. Yeah, like pretty much. Yep. Yeah. So even on a personal note, from a friend to a friend, right? Still here delivering the message. Just so serious. And it just is what it is. It can't ever be what it can't ever be. And that's okay, because even if you forced it, that would ultimately, at best, add up to a falsity. Ain't nobody got time for you to have any more falsities, especially regarding your heart space, honey. All right. So if you're resonating with this, I need you to also stick around for the general collective message, because you're needing to receive that as well. But Spirit did want this to come out so that you can kind of get over, maybe not yourself, but the situation here. Okay. And again, I'm not here trying to ruffle feathers, but I'm here almost, you know, at the call of your spiritual guidance team, beckoning you to get up. You are not done living, and you're not done loving. So now what of it? Okay. This person missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Yeah. This person missed out on a beautiful gift from the divine that could have so easily beautified this person's path and maybe even their pockets. Yeah. And what of it? Okay. Because either way, you're not the one asked out here. Okay. So stop telling yourself and allowing your central nervous system to take the hit as if you have lost out. Okay. Because if you've lost out on something, I need you to know that was a protective measure. I need you to know you're wanting something less than what is desirable, even according to divine right, rule, and agenda, and you need to fix it. Okay. Once you fix that perception, okay, you don't have to fall prey to the same amount of oppressive emotions. Well, they should have been the one. On paper it would have worked. If only they would like blah blah blah, then we could have. It didn't work, and it's not going to, and that's okay. It's not on the menu, and that's okay. Now here's the sitch. This person, you know, they maybe talked about marrying you. Maybe, you know, maybe you did manage to get verbally engaged. Okay. I'm not getting that you actually received a ring here. So, I mean, let's take a look closely, right? Like sometimes you guys need to look at your own ish the way that you would so quickly look at your girlfriends, right? Or someone you were, you know, who maybe was confiding in you, and you'd be like, "Whoa, that's a red flag. That's a red flag." But then whenever it comes to you and your side of the fence, you're all like, "No, but put the rose-colored glasses on." No, take the rose-colored glasses and smash them and get up and live your life and love you. Okay? Here's the sitch. In order to love you, babe, you don't need the rose-colored glasses. So you don't need the rose-colored glasses. See how that works? Okay, so stop it. All right, get up. No more laying around. No more drooling on yourself, your pillow. No more putting yourselves in stupors. No more crying yourselves to sleep over what? Something that's not on the menu because it's not good enough for you and you still want to cry over it. Fix that. Because at this point, I'm thinking it's not even about the person. It's about you perceiving your perpetual loss for the rest of your life. And it's like, wow, if you're running that programming subconsciously or not, you're the one that's got to fix that. No one outside of you. You could have 50 other prime candidates lined up outside, and unless and until you fix your ish, your perception about that, so what of it? The 50 people can wait. And that's exactly what the divine are saying right now. That's why you don't have a next in line. Makes sense? You got to face you. It's not fair to run to the next person's court, king, queen, or not, half-assed. How loving is that? Even of yourselves, let alone towards the other person. And aren't we here because somebody lied and said that they were going to properly care for you and love you and didn't and couldn't and wouldn't? So don't be that one for you and or another person. Make sense here? All right, you got a new path up ahead, whether you're LGBTQ plus or not, okay? And it's away from the uh, ish, all right? The heartache, the grief, the loss, the perception of the loss, okay? This person can't even keep you satiated, you know, from now to 5 years out in the sack alone. So I mean, and what was I'm sorry, what was the loss here? Because you know what, love ain't everything, just like money ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to mix passion in there too. Otherwise, where do you do it? And if you can't, if they can't, what are you doing? Kind of thing, right? Now, this is not me saying that you, in order to have a healthy relationship, have to have sexual relations. But let's also be honest at the same time. Most of us deserve that to be part of the package. Many of us have been celibate for years. Okay. So there's that. All right. So don't shortchange yourself now, settling for someone less than, with less than desirable pleasantries, okay, that they can barely perform and keep up with. Just saying, okay? So, now that you've taken the rose-colored glasses off, smashed them, gotten your arse up, and crown on straight, get ready, because there's more, if not greater, up ahead. Now, just to be clear, I did pull from the names, initials, as well as the chart placements deck. Not a lot of chart placements, you guys. This could be on the part of this person that you are to be just really gratefully walking away from, knowing you dodged a bullet, knowing you will have better sex, right? Kind of thing. As well as love. So serious. I'm not trying to make light of it like, oh, you can't have love, but you can have better sex. No, I didn't say any of that. So please stop looking for the less than in a situation. Especially when we're talking about what greater is coming towards it. You don't want to automatically transmute and alchemize greater into less than. Okay, so stop doing that. All right, starts with you, babe. Okay, I'm just the messenger. I love you though, but I'm just the messenger. All right. So this could be that I'm speaking to a Sagittarius or about one. Makes sense. Same deal with Pisces and Leo chart placements. As far as initials, we've got A, we've got C. There could be some significance to California and or Atlantic City, New Jersey. We've got H. We've got N. We've got D, and we've got M. Maybe somebody is from Maryland. Somebody could be a medical doctor, doesn't have to be, or doctor of osteopathy even, with that DO coming out. And O, of course, last but certainly not least. Now, here's the sitch. This is a reminder to stay true to yourself, okay, and your values. That there are other opportunities better, okay, opportunities better suited for you, tailor-made. Wand and all, if applicable. Or, you know, however you need the gloves to fit. Just saying, okay? Um, Here's the sitch. If you don't take heed and you keep yourself stuck, yeah, I said what I said. You do it, right? Because either you do it or you stop doing it. Makes sense? Okay. If not, though, you don't want to take, okay, you don't want to take the heed, you don't want to heed the call, excuse me. I can't show this one because there's a lot of wandage on it with the Five of Wands, which really is not a great card ever in any spread, in any tarot deck. You never really want that, ever. Literally a card of, like, opposition, angst, okay? um you know, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay stuck if you don't take heed. If you tell yourself, no, I'm holding on to the rope, no, I'm going to bury myself with this crappy dry rotted one eye having teddy bear, right? You could choose to do that. I'd advise against it. It's not smart, it's not even pleasant, it's not loving towards you, but you can take your free will and self-sabotage as you please. Again, I advise against it. All right. There are potential risks and or negative consequences to consider if you stay stuck in this energy. I can't even say it like if you stay stuck with the person, you're not with them and they're not with you. Okay. Many of you, they are married. Others, they've got a common law marriage, as it were, with their wife or husband or what have you. Okay. Others still, okay, they're not going to, put everything into one basket here and say, oh, I'll lay claim to you in this connection. We'll make it work. I'll be disciplined in my efforts. This isn't that one. So I don't know how else to say it, babe. Let the light shine, and it's coming through clearly because you've been like in this mode for weeks, months, okay, and it's your divine guidance team. They're, I need you to know that there's more than one way to have a context for this one word, but I do have to say it because it came through the channeling. And the word is, but please do not get triggered until you understand the full ramifications of the context here. That your spiritual guidance team, I'm just the messenger, is giving me, okay? And the word is pitiful, all right? Um, full of pity, right? Why is this happening to me? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Why is this always what I go through? Because you're learning the lessons and you're contracted to do so, to learn and grow your soul while here. And the divine will use the heart space as well as the pockets and the pentacles and the finances and the resources to get your attention, such to the point where you learn and, dare I say, overcome the lesson. So now that you know better, ball's in your court, babe. Get up. All right? There is a lesson to be learned from the experience, and that's okay. The lesson has to be the blessing a lot. Maybe not every time, right? Because the divine grace and always giving us more than what we put in. Contrary to popular belief, even. Interestingly enough, right? So there's that. But there's something else even that needs your attention right now. They made a card about it, all right? Now that's for you to decide what the heck that is. This is a general collective message, even for the sidecar message. I feel like there's at least 3 people here connected to it from the collective, which means there's at least another 3 more. You see how that works? Okay. So if you feel like there's no way that you understand what the more pressing issue is, okay, I would say, just off the cuff, take a deeper look at yourself and all aspects of self. A lot of you need your own attention way before you should be giving it to anyone or any one thing, especially outside of yourselves. Twin flames included. Oh, I know that gets a little tricky because it's still you to you. But first things first, you with you now, right? And that will produce the fruit where not only are you in an apartment, you're in a house, you got the rings, multiple, right? Everybody said I do, and yes, they lay claim to the connection. Ain't no stepping out, right? There's loyalty here. That's what you want to, place into your bag, as it were. Okay, so please do not settle thinking, well, that was my only last chance, and no one will ever come and love me just the same way that Frederick loved me, because and the way that Gary's hair glinted in the moonlight. There will be another, and maybe for some of you even another more. Okay, depends on how you are contracted to learn and grow your soul, and what all you're up against to learn. Right? General collective. See how that works? Now, if there's still confusion here, I hate that, all right? If I were you, I would book a session, even if it's not with me, okay? You should book a session with me, though, just saying, okay, because I'm very protective over my collective. I'm not going to allow for confusion on the other side of an actual paid personal reading, okay, just to be clear. I can't say the same for just anyone else out there reading. All right, so there's that. But please don't rock with confusion. Go to your own spiritual guidance team with your own intuition and your own skills, giftings, and abilities. Okay, I'm not here saying never do that either. Should be doing that first. Remember? All right, so that's what I have for somebody something. Thank you guys for sticking through that. It felt like it urgently needed to come through. And like I said, it was giving last shall be first. Okay, so once you get your head around the fact that you are amazing here, whom all ever resonated with that, right? And you add that tax and you live out unapologetically, through your healthfully raised boundaries, right? Not the ones where it's all fear-based, like, oh, I got hurt. I don't want to ever be hurt again. If I get hurt again, I might be unalive. If I get hurt again, I might unalive myself. So I will put the wall up and wonder why I have no friends, no family, no nothing, but just me here in a fear state. Like, is that still giving baseline energy, calm, peace, and serenity? It's like you got the walls up, you got no one around, but you're still rocking with you and your own internal imbalance about your own existence. And ooh, that's a problem that you've got to fix. Okay, so now I'm mindful that maybe you don't know all the ways that perhaps could be, coming through even now from your spiritual guidance team to assist you. Okay, and so that's why I say book a session. Okay, thank you for helping yourselves, yes, but also the collective. You guys, when you do this work, right? When you book a session and you actually take heed to the guidance and you do the work, right? When you interact with your own spiritual guidance team, with your own higher selves, from you to you, babe, all right? When you do that, you are assisting the collective consciousness. And right now, that's hella important because we are creating new Earth, which is also hella consciousness based. See how great you are? When you do this work, you really shine. Just saying. And if you don't do the work, you can tell. And if you do the work, you can tell. So, depending on what you want to get out of some of those next steps, man, you wanna intentionally and purposefully even start eking out some of those baby steps now, if that's what makes more sense. Because gone are the days where you should be stuck at all, let alone on pause. All right. So let's see what we got here in the chat box. If anyone has any questions. If not, I will go right on into our, I almost said personal message. That's so funny. Into our, yes, our personal collective message. Okay. Let me just hydrate here and see if, sometimes you guys bear with, I think the chat box is lagged on my end. So I'm just going to learn to like take harder pauses. Because you know me, once I open the channeling, I'm like, let's just get it out. Let's birth the baby. Let's not make any, bones about it and get her done kind of thing. All right, so I don't see anything. If not, the bell will again ring. Thanks for hanging out with your girl. Thank you guys for getting those watch hours up. Thank you for coming on and hitting the like on the video. And share with a friend, please. Okay, I really need the videos to be shared out algorithmically. I'm doing my part with as many hands as I can create for myself, because I'm mindful that if God gives you a vision bigger than you, often it takes you and God, and maybe not a lot of other people necessarily, to action that out. But for those that truthfully, you really rock with the channel, you do believe what the intent behind the channel is, you believe in, is what I'm saying. Thank you for assisting to getting the awareness raised algorithmically, so that we can get more free messages out to more beautiful souls like yourselves, that really the situation could actually be their energy is attached to. We're just assisting the unblockage, okay, that must occur in order for it to be received, and dare I say properly received, you guys. And guess what? How many times have you sat in class of any sort, right? And definitely even had a passion to learn, right? And it just takes some time. You just need some repetition about some of these things before it clicks, okay? So it's very important to share so that we can all kind of collectively come to this understanding, awareness, and strength in abilities, okay, to do what we came here to do anyway, which is at least, if nothing else, assist in the co-creation of New Earth, okay? Again, going back to the conscious-based activity. All right, so you are here collective to deliver the greatest gift to the world. What do you think you might have to give? So if this were like a show and tell experience, right, and all the world's watching, would you come to the stage with an item to talk about? Maybe a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry, a crystal perhaps? All right. Well, here's the sitch. The call, chills on this, is to always be talking about you. All right. Not a call to narcissism, but a call to rightfully and properly value self, your existence, your capabilities and abilities, as well as the divinity within and the divinity upon. You are the gift. You are the prize. All right. That's when you know you've arrived in that official zone that you are to actually dominate, not just find, in New Earth energy. Okay. So this is par for the course of you. Continue on ascension. Makes sense. All right. And many of you connected to this. You know, I feel like we talk about this like every Tuesday of the month at least, if not more, right? And I know it's Friday, just go with it. There could be some significance to Tuesday or Tuesdays, right? Maybe somebody needs to devote Tuesdays to some sort of spiritual practice, perhaps, right? It doesn't have to be the case, but long story short, okay, you are to really honor who you are. I can't say it enough. And you would really need to kind of ferret through all that you've got access to, you know, in and hear me out. This gets a little woo woo. I get it. As the thunder approaches in the distance, you've got to really understand who that is as well and good as you can, even connecting back to previous or simultaneous incarnations. Okay, even referable to the ancestors and the ancestors' presence and giftings. Okay, it's like, okay, obviously those that have studied to show themselves approved have some awareness that there are some triggers, some traumas, okay, that can be passed down through the lineage here, okay, ancestral and even bloodline, you know, comes to mind, right? And it's like, just because you have access to those less than desirables, right? Not calling your ancestors less than desirables. I'm talking about the weaknesses that your ancestors fought through, and you know, maybe some of them hit the mark and others didn't so much. Hello, generational curse breaker. Makes sense? Okay. So, long story short, now is the time to hone in on the strengths. Okay, we've done a lot of integration work to really transmute, alchemize, face down, you know, essentially kind of righting wrongs, wrongs that had been performed onto the collective of the ancestral presences that you are all are attached to, right? As well as wrongs that perhaps, depending on who I'm reading for, those same beings have committed. Okay, so long story short, now, all right, you being at this divine Y point here, you are really assisting at this point. Oh, I love this. This is why the last shall be first came through. You are really actively assisting. Uh, it's giving co-assisting, if that's even something to say. Creation, creator, divinity, with sifting the wheat from the tare at this Y point. This is inclusive of previous incarnation versions of yourselves that no longer mesh with this new vibe, this new earth consciousness, okay? But however, be mindful, you're able to pull all aspects. I hope someone's getting this. I didn't expect to go this deep, but you are able to pull all aspects, really good and bad, from multiple timelines, multiple versions of yourselves, as well as the previous versions of your ancestors, which all connect back to you, which all connect back to source. Yeah, it's a lot. That's why I say, ain't nobody here small potatoes. I don't know why people think it's so easy to feel less than, to feel incapable when you're already too much. This is why you've been treated like you're less than. See the delusion? This is why you've been talked about as incapable, because you're already too much, left fully unleashed in all of your glory. Heads will roll. And those people that protest the most about you coming to that full fruition of awareness are the ones most often using you the most, to the most severity, draining and sucking at you. Okay, so they're not going to tell you to smarten up, lighten up a bit. All right, you've got to do the work. And if you're still with me, you're already doing it. So thank you. This is great. I love this for you. All right. Not a doom and gloom message. Ain't nobody got time for that here. It wouldn't be the truth anyways, you guys. Not for my collective. Are you kidding? All right. So you're at this divine Y point, right? And you're expected to polish your mirror image, okay? Your mirror understanding of clarity, right? So what that looks like is you know, it's well and good to use the mirror. Mirror work definitely does assist you, okay? You got an eye gate you can kind of pour into through the mirror, which is also a portal. Be mindful to be protective over your energy, as well as the energies and spaces of your mirrors. Same deal with windows, you guys, okay? They do have the ability to be hacked into by those really having that evil intent to do so. Not a doom and gloom message. Knowledge is power. All right, so lock those mirrors, smudge your ish, okay? And fear not. I'm not asking anyone to fear here. I'm asking everyone to do their work, to perform preventative maintenance, not in a fear based manner, but in the sense of like, let's not play dummy games so that if and when dummy prizes try to show up on your doorstep, you go, hell no, that ain't me. You got the wrong address. Okay, just saying. All right, each revolutionary turn requires you to give up who you think you are. All right, so again, talking about this new earth, and I get it. Some of you are tired. You're like, I have been trying to unalive myself in the most spiritual and highest vibrational ways. All we're saying is keep going. You're doing it. You know what I had to learn too, you guys? Because sometimes in the past, I'd be triggered. It's like, well, I am doing the work. I am, filling in the blank here, right? And often those reminders come out. Okay, firstly, general collective message, right? So I too was listening to a general collective message. You have to be mindful of that. It ain't always about just you, right? And then also, if it's coming out and you know you've been doing it, celebrate. You don't have to get all defensive and freaking like trigger happy, right? You don't have to take the central nervous system hit unless you want to flip it, all right, and celebrate. Like, yay, been doing that. Yay, been doing. I'm so right there. This is a thing for me. I believe, all right. You don't have to be all like, I've been doing it. Where the hell is it? Where are they? They're coming back. Ugh, right? It is what you give to the situation, right? That you'll most aptly get out of it. All right. Now, here's the sitch, though. We're talking about a connection, a relationship of sorts, right? More than one person's free will being enacted there. So here's the deal. You got to kind of detach with love to some form of measure, because it's not loving to try to even attempt to, let alone strong arm somebody to love you and to have a great time with you and to understand you and to want to be around you. If you got to force it, there's no authenticity there. And so if there's no authenticity, honey bun, there's no quality. And if there's no quality, it should not be in your life. I don't give a rat's arse what it is, who it is, okay? Just so serious. And unless and until you get to that kind of understanding, you're going to really kind of allow access to those who don't mean you well, perhaps, and or have less than desirable experiences with those that maybe you do still lay claim to know and love, right? And so at that point, it's still you doing that. See how that works? You can't really blame someone outside of you for not treating you well when you were inside of you going, they're not treating me well, and I'm still sticking around. Right? Make it make sense, okay? Um, so also, don't get up in your head about you and who you are. You're still creating this new being actively. That's part for the course of divine right, wrong agenda. So who are you to buck against the divine right, wrong agenda? It's okay if you don't know all aspects of who you are, perhaps. Perhaps you may never know in this incarnation whilst on this other side of the veil, because it's going back to that divine right, wrong agenda. Just saying. Just saying. Take the pressure off and enjoy the ride, enjoy the experience. But don't just, willy-nilly lay claim to the ride and lay claim to the experience. Check to make sure, is this what I want? Is this what I lay claim to? Is this what I want more of? More people like this to treat me these ways? And if and when you find that the answer is most assuredly hell no, you're in charge to make changes, all right? You're in charge to make transitions. You're in charge, all right? So gone are the days where you blame others for mistreating you when you sat there and told yourself, I identify they're mistreating me, right? It's one thing if maybe you didn't identify right away. Oh, crap. Oh, mistreated me, right? But then once you know and you're still around months later, that's you mistreating you with the person. So that's a double whammy. Definitely not something I'd advise that you should do. However, you are strong enough with your free will and maybe your stubborn abilities to do just that. But man, if you're going to be stubborn, I'd advise you get stubborn in things like faith, right? Faith that you can do perhaps the unthinkable or undoable, the miraculous, all right? In the sense of really pouring into and not allowing yourselves to be depleted and drained out. Just so serious, okay? Enter one step forward, one step forward, one step at a time, baby steps. They're going to lead you so many places, all the more faster than no steps at all. So if you're saying, Divine, all I got is a baby step, Divine goes, thank you for the baby step. I see you and I raise you. No problems, no worries. But if you're telling the universe, I can't. All I have ever in life is this one baby step, and I'd like to hold on to it so I remain stuck, then the divine universe goes, you remain stuck as you wish. Then you walk around wondering why you got nobody, nothing, can't even, write like you used to, can't even perform like you used to, can't even eat like you used to. Maybe you don't even have food like you used. You see what I'm saying? Please fix it, okay? It starts with you. Now, there's some significant connection that you have to moon goddess energy, okay? Now, there's more than one there, so I feel like if that part resonates, chills on this, then it resonates. I don't have to force it. There's something about, you don't have to force it. You can get into this flow state and just understand who you are and why you're here, right? Even if you don't understand all aspects of who you are and why you are here, it's not a call to just be all like, that's it. I got to put myself under a rock. I got to wait until I figure everything out. That wouldn't even be life. It definitely wouldn't be life here. It's not part of your coursework agenda or the curriculum, right? Or the itinerary, okay, to live under a rock and to figure nothing out while you wait until it's over so that you have to start all over again in the next incarnation. Don't be that one. All right, please. You got better things to experience. All right. And yet some of you are attached, okay, people, places, things, toxicities, I'd like to say, because when you dumb it down to its root, not to be offensive with the words dumbing it down, it's just really a phraseology that keeps coming through the channeling. I try to filter it out often, but today it's just not. It's coming through, all right? So fault the messenger not, okay? But really, anything that makes you step away from your normal to-do list, step away from your normal affect, and does not give more to you, right? But in fact drains and takes from you. It's a toxicity, okay? Whether it's connecting back to a person, things, right? Even food comes to mind. Some people, and it's really not even about body habitus, it's really about the mental state. I forget the actual scientific term for it, but not too long ago, I did see a couple suffering at the strength of this one person having this medical condition. He wasn't even fat, by the way, just saying, okay? And he was trying to explain, like, he and his wife differ because it's like they can go out to dinner and they can, eat until they're full, right? Those restaurant meals, they definitely give you way more than just one meal's worth usually, right? So often you do take some things home, okay? Maybe you take some dessert. And he was saying, until that food is out of the refrigerator, though he willingly brought it home to save it for later, he's not going to rest until he's eating it, until he is able to make room in the stomach to then continue to allow that to slide down the hatch so that he can ultimately rest. And there's like a medical, I forget the term, or diagnosis for it. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving anybody advice. I'm not saying anybody has this medical condition, just to be clear. Same deal with the legal, guys. Don't try it. Love and light, Freaky J. All right, so here's the sitch. When you identify a person, right, a place, a thing, a situation, an event, even a memory, right, that is really kind of literally throwing you for a loop. And I say it that way because you're going over and over again, either in some form of residual energy or thought patterning regarding something, someone's existence. Okay, you really got to check that ish, because left unchecked, it can produce disease, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. All right. And for those that didn't know, you've got an emotional and physical body, you got a metaphysical body. All right. You got a lot of stuff, an auric field. Okay. And all of that left unchecked and off kilter really can produce some toxic fruit. Okay. You don't want that. So, Archangel, I just said Shamuel. So, Shamuel might be also one that you're working with, whether you know of that or not, okay? But this card does say Archangel Michael, referable to the first chakra, the heart chakra space. You could be having some form, and I have to say that because there's more than one aspect to the heart chakra, but overall we could just say heart chakra activation. Okay, and this could be because, again, at this divine wide point, with you co-creating the actual action of the wheat being sifted from the tare, okay, with source, with divinity, there could be some form or measure of guilt or residual residue between you and these people. Like if these are family members, if these are old friends and relatives, you know, it's like, it's not that you hate these people. It's not a call to hate these people. It's a call to appreciate yourselves and the lessons that these people have assisted you learning with appreciating yourself enough to the point where you close out the cycle. That's the difference, okay? Yeah, you are definitely getting assistance, whether through simply and solely the angelic realm. Okay, so we've had Shamuel and Michael come out. I do believe we have, I'm hearing Sandalphon. I do believe we had Metatron come out as well, all right, and some of the other cards. And with this 34, I mean, this definitely is speaking of cycles closing, right, but also simultaneously beginning for you. And with this 34 reducing to 7, that's the epitome of angelic code that will show up, just 1 7, all right, where you know you are in some sort of graduation type of energy. You're closing out the cycle, you have learned the lessons, and you've got incoming rewards on the strength of doing just that, referable to the cycle, referable to the lessons, okay? And here's the stitch though. Here's that number 33 again. So Yeshua vibes for sure, Ascended Master vibes, even Buddha comes to mind, okay? There at this Y point, okay, are some people that still have access to you and or are of the belief that they still have access to you. I have to say it that way because it's kind of a whole ball of wax, right? And they're going to be kind of circling back just to try it. Hey, you had boundaries last month. How about this? How about this month? Hey, I know what you said on Tuesday, but it's Friday now. You still mean that kind of thing? Hey, I see you're about to embark on something pretty divine and great and bigger than you. Can I come along for the ride? Right? Excuse you? Are you what? Ah? Right? And you've got to what? Access denied. Okay? You've got to what? Sift that wheat from the tare. And unapologetically. I get it. It's not necessarily the easiest of tasks. That's why you've got to really rock with you on this as well, so that you're not rocked internally while actioning out some of the steps, right? It's all well and good to mask up on the outside, I suppose, but the divine knows better. There's no severability between you and it, you and they, you and God, you and Goddess, you and higher self. So now what? Well, now what is you got to make sure if you do find any hint of any kind of chaos or turmoil within, you deal that with you, okay? Don't expect somebody else to come clean up your own mess, right? Don't expect somebody else to come tell you who you are, even if they know. They shouldn't be the one that knows before you. They should never be the one that knows more than you know, all right? That's a dangerous zone if you're finding yourself, oh yeah, no, I figure it's easier to just ask someone who I feel is learned about me to tell me who I am. No, that's not on the menu, the timeline. That's not to be a thing that you should even think. Okay? Now, you definitely could check in with your spiritual guidance team. Ask them, ask Source, ask God, right? Who am I? Why am I here? Right? That's okay. But just to ask any old thing outside of yourselves, okay, especially in this dispensation where a lot of people are seeing a lot of things spiritually, finally, okay, and often even firstly, oh man, you definitely want to know what's going on, especially regarding you, all right? Don't be that one that looks for anyone to tell you who you are, if that makes sense, okay? Very, very important message there. Earth grounding is coming out. We do have a message regarding Gaia as well. There is some cosmic knowledge you are scheduled to receive. Okay. Now, will you make time for it? You'd have to be the one. You'd have to make the choice. Then you'd have to possibly try and try again. Okay. Because the divine might test you. Oh, you usually only make 5.7 minutes a day for divinity. Now you want to get this cosmic knowledge, and you've given me 6 minutes. Interesting. Try again, right? Divine may very much so test you on this, your level of patience. And this again goes back to chosen ones don't have to tout themselves as chosen. It's kind of steeped in you because you really live out this lifestyle of divinity as well as self love. Because how are you going to understand your divinity and not actually ritualistic love on you? Okay, my goodness, make it make sense. All right. And some people, you want to laugh at that. It's like, but how many times have you done it outside of yourselves first? How many times have you done it for your kids even first? Now, this is not a call to neglect anything or anyone, inclusive of children, right? But here's the sitch: it's no longer a call to think it's okay to be neglecting yourselves and then wondering why you don't have it for your kids or anyone else, right? At the end of the day, because you weren't loving to you first. So when you gave out your love, it was kind of given half assed at the beginning because that's what you told yourself was appropriate, and that's what you give to you. Oops, fix it. Okay, now that you know better, you can. And this is part of the ascension, the divine rising, the phoenix rising from the ashes, as it were. This is part of the cosmic heart accelerated ascension. Excuse me, accelerated ascension. All right, there's some accelerated aspect to this on the other side of you, making room to receive, making time to receive. And this is important because you are a very old soul. You are maybe resonating with that angelic code of eight. Maybe you do see eights a lot. Very significant, okay? And with this yin yang divine union energy coming out on the other side of infinity, all right? This is really talking about you being expected to not only ground down, referable to earthen energies, but referable to your own divinity and the light and dark and the masculine and feminine aspects of same, okay? This is how you become that master alchemist and flow in that, okay? Keyword flow in that. You guys are already in your own forms, measures, and degrees master alchemists. However, it's well and good to know that you can do it, but wouldn't it be great to be great at it and know exactly when to do this versus that, know exactly how to check your ish before you wreck it, kind of thing, right? Perform that preventative maintenance mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and otherwise, right? Right. Okay, so this is exactly what you are being tasked with doing. And I get there's a lot of unknown to this. It's like not necessarily giving somebody spiritually wet behind the ears, but referable to this next part, this next leg. It's giving unknown, and there's some anxiety connecting to this. All right. You are just instead asked to continue on, right? It's giving, if you got to do it triggered, go on ahead and do it triggered, honey, because the more you delve into this ascension, the more you allow for this flow state to be, okay, the more you're going to see your connectivity back to the ancestral lineage and beyond. The more you're going to see how powerful you are, that you've overcome aspects of your ancestral lineage and beyond that have suffered at some of the same hands of some of the same aspected dense entities, energies, beings, demons, etc. Okay, so take what of it. Oh, here's Sandalphon. All right, for the win. Okay, so take what of it you may, but please take heed. Okay. Now we've got twos coming out, referable to choices and balance, okay, indicating sacral chakra. Sandalphon is assisting you with the sacral chakra, and any blockages that may be found therein. However, you got to do your part too, and allow for this divine assistance to assist you. Oftentimes, okay, things work out way better if you give your angels the permission to assist you with more specificity and more tenacity, maybe, than you may ultimately receive otherwise. Okay. Now, that's not a doom and gloom message. Level 8, Benita. It's just knowledge is power, right? So the more you become confident and built up in your actioning, right, of instead of grasping at straws and asking, what do you think about this? Should I do this? Should I be that? Should I say this? You really implement your spiritual guidance team, of course, high key inclusive of the angelic realm. The more you're going to get tangible evidence of, aha, I am divinely supported. I don't need to stress at all, let alone nearly this hard. And here's the sage. Definitely not an overnight process, okay? I am mindful of that. Please, I am, okay? However, the more you do this, the more you ask for angelic realm assistance and you get tangible evidence that you are divinely supported and assistance, assisted in general course, the easier it becomes to just kind of remain in that baseline of calm, peace, and serenity in spite of any storms, right? And people will come and say, oh, did you hear about so and so saying, oh yeah, they were going to leave the company, maybe the company's yours, right? You go, oh, what of it? Well, they've been working for 15 years for you, and they wear many hats. All right, you just know that I'm divinely supported. If all of a sudden uh, there is a situation, a circumstance whereby somebody who's worked for my company, who has been an integral part for my company for 15 or plus years, decides or is guided to leave, I've got to get in that flow state and allow for greater to come along. You don't have to automatically make it a detriment. Even though people from the company will say, well, listen, if they leave, we've got more work to do. If they leave, we lose these customers. So what of it? Okay. Because right now, you don't have time to fall prey to any illusion. An illusion may look like, yeah, whatever you worked and slaved over, it's going to hell in a handbasket. It's turning into dust as we speak. Nobody wants it. Nobody cares. Nobody's looking at your website. Nobody. And you've got to be like, and so what of it? Because I know that I know that I know I am divinely supported. I know that I know that I know whomever is in my corner is rightfully meant to be, and I don't have to second guess it, right? But also, when people show you otherwise, believe them. Okay, don't be rocking with those rose-colored glasses. It's gonna take from you, honey, and at best delay the inevitable. Anyhow, okay. So there's that. You are definitely undergoing heavy ascension. You could be having um, symptoms of this in your body. Maybe you do feel like you're slightly under the weather. Maybe you do feel like you've got some sort of cold. Maybe you even had been having heart palpitations. Okay, here's the sitch. Call on Metatron, babe. Metatron for the win, yeah. But also Metatron's specialty is repairing even at that cellular DNA level. All right, for the physical meat suit. Just so serious, okay? But fear not, these angels are already very much in assistance for you, even prior to your knowledge. And that is gratefully, dare I say gracefully, the way that they most often work. However, to be clear, when you delegate responsibilities, okay, with a more forward awareness, other than just saying, well, what will be, right? Then you get more out of your experience here and your journey. And it becomes more rewarding because you are getting more evidence of the divinity that backs you, right? Try it out even referable to a parking spot, right? Whether you want to acquire one or keep the one you have. Stranger things have happened, okay? I've literally had to thank Archangel Michael on the strength of many parking related situations. And I know that I know that I know that I should have very much so offered up that thanks specifically to Archangel Michael because I specifically prayed to Archangel Michael for his assistance, okay? Make it make sense, okay? As you do it, the easier it becomes and the more rewarding. So it's a win-win, win-win-win. So please, all right, do the work and don't give up and be positive and know you are actively co-creating. There's too much creator creation. There's too much divinity. There's too much you in this, okay, for it to simply and solely be some sort of oppressive type of failure type of lifestyle or situation or outcome. So serious, you guys. And for those that are still saying, yeah, but in spite of it, I lost so and so. Okay, I need you to know at the end of the day and at the beginning, we're not here on the earth plane. Okay, I hate to burst your bubble, to know all of the answers. All right, there's a divine right, role, and agenda about that. That's why oftentimes, even in the spiritual community, we talk about divine timing, right? Nobody knows. It's kind of giving like the scripture reference in the Bible where it's like nobody really knows, when Yeshua may come back, as they believe, right? I have to say it that way because study to show yourselves approved, but that's a message for a different day, perhaps. But you've got angelic healing. Hello, tap in. All right, hello, receive. Hello, believe to receive. Okay, you really, somebody here really is gonna open up, understand you're worthy, understand there are legions, you're never alone. There are legions of angels around you as they should be. You are divinely planted here with purpose. Divine right, role, and strategy owns and lays claim to you. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. So for those thinking, yeah, right, I'm just some, freak walking around as, God's biggest mistake. Please stop telling yourself the lies. Okay, I'm so sorry if someone taught you them to tell it to yourself, but now that you've understood and been taught that you don't have to, you should make the choice to choose better and tell yourselves way more empowering actual truths of the matter. Okay, and maybe give yourself a hug. You deserve that. Okay. Now, getting back to the Gaia, all right, you also had, aside from the Earth grounding, the Earth Star Chakra. Love and light, Benita. Thank you, babe. And there's that 8, that beautiful energy of 8. Okay, look up those angel numbers. What, yeah, they really help round out the message. Thank you for being my reflection, Benita. Back at you. You're loving and lighting me just the same, and I appreciate you just the same. So this is actually a 5th dimensional chakra. Makes sense. We're talking about integrating the new earth. Makes sense. We're talking about its conscious base. Makes sense. We're talking about you are actively co-creating because you are a multi-dimensional being. All right. So hello, no small potatoes here. Don't let anybody treat you like otherwise. All right. You are ancient royalty. You are divinity having a distance is confirmation. All right. So the keywords here are evolution, karmic release, soul purpose, and primal earth. So interesting, we should be talking about this just on the other side of that flower moon, which also spoke of an emotional release, almost like a scheduled, appointed time. So many of you have already begun and are well underway regarding this particular release. Keep going is all. It's not a message to beat yourself up to, aren't you done yet? My gosh, you started that at the beginning of the flower moon. The flower moon came and gone. Don't be that one. Be grace filled towards yourselves the way that you would freely to most anyone else. You got to do for you first now. Okay, this is the way it works. So that when you give to others, you're not half assing your energy there either. It's a win 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 for not only you, but those you know and love. Okay. It's now time for you to awaken and rekindle your connection to the primal forces that are intrinsic to Mother Earth. Disconnection from these forces has brought you into disharmony with the energetic flow of life on this planet. What were we just talking about? Okay, you guys are being called back into that flow state, the baseline energy of calm, peace, and serenity. Your birthright, babe. So serious. Okay. This fuels the disharmony on Earth. Okay, when humans definitely get into this ideation of being separated and not simply separate and apart. There's a difference there. Okay. Um, okay, so down to the smallest aspect of your life, you need to take stock of how your actions affect nature and make necessary changes. When you reconnect to this primal force field, your soul purpose will become clearer. There's the clarity you've been looking for. There's that win, 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 win. Just so serious. Okay. Multiple past lives will also become accessible to you in order for you to release karma and align with the elevation of your soul. I had no idea it said that, but that makes sense. Referable to the guidance we just spoke about through the channeling a moment or two ago regarding accessing past life energy, and not simply and solely for the understanding of the weaknesses that may exist therein, and or connecting back to the ancestral lineage at the time, right? But even greater, the good stuff, the great stuff, the capabilities, the giftings, right? The triumph, the wins, the victory, okay? These primal forces are the anchor and source of strength and spiritual power, which will support you on your path. You were divinely guided and supported. Chills on that. All right. So there's your tangible evidence for those that, still needed that. Maybe you did. It's okay to ask for that. What's not okay is to ask and not expect to get it. Love and light, Kiki all. Just so serious. Okay. Now it's interesting because it's storming where I'm at. Not exactly sure what you guys got going on. And the first card out of the, gosh, I forget the, out of the Believe in Your Own Magic Amanda Lovelace Oracle, which I love dearly. Okay. Literally the angel number 44 on this card, indicating storm. All right. Now, I've been channeling recently. It's like, so what of the storm? You are the storm. Right? It says, every hurricane comes to an end. So maybe, you know, we did talk about natural disaster. Maybe somebody did have some experience in their town. Gosh, I hope not, you guys. Connecting to an actual hurricane. But irregardless, this is talking about storm energy. And you guys, we're either in this earth plane coming into a storm or coming out of one. All right, it's part of the course of learning and growing our souls. How would we do that without the catalytic events, the triggers, perhaps, right? How do you know maybe you need healing in an area without being able to firstly identify, oh, I got triggered there. Oh, that was kind of ugly. Take a look at that, right? Gone are the days of beating yourselves up, but also gone are the days of ignoring yourselves too. Like, oh, that was ugly. I'm fine. Just move on. Just wait, what? You didn't even do the work. You literally pretended to brush your shoulder off. Meanwhile, you've got chunks of crumbs on the inside that really need clearing out. Do the work, okay? And wings, last but certainly never least. There's that 8 again. My goodness. Ooh. I can't, is it gonna, ooh, 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 ooh. You see it? It's blurry, but you can see it, okay? Wings, you never needed those wings to fly. So this is really, you know, you're at this divine Y point, okay? You could do this or that. You could go left or right. And it really is what you make of it, okay? And long story short, it's part of the course of you learning, growing your soul, but also learning how magnanimous you are, learning how adaptable you are, learning how divinely guided you are, learning how divinely supported you are, learning how much divinity literally exists within you, as well as coming to mind, learning how, you know, how odds being stacked against you have to mean nothing, right? They don't have to mean, oh no, the world's ending. They can very much have to mean nothing at all. And so what of it, right? Keep going. Don't give up. Trust in the divinity that is within and the divinity that backs you. Call out to your angels for angelic realm assistance. They are there giving it anyhow. You might as well work smarter, not just hard at this life, at your life purpose, at your mission, as it were, right? By really taking hold of the reins of all aspects of resources and support systems, okay, spiritually and otherwise, cosmic knowledge based and otherwise, that are afforded unto you, okay? So I didn't do name and chart placements, you guys, for the general collective, because this is everybody's message to take a little something, something, even if off the top, okay, from, just saying. So last call for the bell, you guys. Gosh, it is storming out there. I'm ready for the cleanse. I don't know about you guys, but it is what you make of it. Just like the Tower card doesn't have to mean doom and gloom. It could mean just the same, in spite of the pain, in spite of the fear of the unknown. Catalytic change for the greater, not even just the better, right? So fear not, you guys. Keep going and know you are divinely guided and supported, and that you are able to trust your intuition, irregardless of the naysayers, okay? Don't fall prey to the illusion. All right, so that's what I have for you. And if anyone has a question, they may ask it at this time if they haven't already done so on this particular live stream. And of course, please do so according to the live stream rules, which you can find below in the description box. All right, you guys don't even have to scroll all the way down to the end, all right, to see those rules. So serious, all right? I double checked on that the other day. I was like, gosh, they don't even have to scroll all the way down. I was telling them to scroll all the way down. No, you don't have to do all of the work, even once you hit that description box. So serious, okay? Okay, let's see here. Oh, so you don't want that? All right, I'll wait. Jay? Anyone else has a question? Because if not, I'm going to hop off. And if this is where I leave you, have a phenomenal Friday. All right, I very much look forward to our next live stream together. Please share the channel. Please share the video. Share the video, hit the like, tell a friend, tell your mother, tell your brother. All right? And let's get the algorithm started. Let me stop. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see. Cassandra. Let me make sure. Freaky J, I'm waiting for you to put your... Okay, I see it again. All right, so we're going to go to the top, though, so I don't get confused, Jay. Bear with me. All right, let's see here, Cassandra. Ooh. All right, so we have the Page of Cups indicating yes, right? When you are going through that experience, please stay tapped in. I know it's easier said than done, perhaps because of nerves, to some form of inner voice, inner guidance during around that time. That's going to be of assistance to you. That's what's popping out with this yes card, referable to the Page of Cups. But I also got the Death card and Wheel of Fortune card at the bottom of the deck. And so, long story short, there could be some situation where it's like you only get that on your record unless and until after a certain amount of time has passed, you kind of mess up again, type of thing. I forget what they call that. And then they may, I don't know if it's like a stay of sentence or something. Or you may be, you may have been considered asked, excuse me, you may have been asked to consider the potentiality of jail time. I'm not getting that. I'm just getting heavy probation vibes, if that makes sense. All right. And I see you like walking away, like you're okay. All right. Just to be clear. All right. So that's what I have for you, Cassandra. Much love and light, babe. Oh, my nose is itching. Oh, I know that's hitting the money right there. All right. Let's see here, Benita. We've got a yes. This person thinks, with you being Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, that you are a good candidate, that you are stable, that you are nurturing. You can grow things out of a little bit of nothing. You can make a lot of something out of, right? And they are definitely romantically feeling towards you as well with the Knight of Cups. Okay, literally speaking about a romantic offer, dating, affection. All right, so that's the answer I have for you, babe. Much love and light to you and Shane. All right, let's see here, Benita. Or, I mean, that's what I have for you, Benita. Let's see here, Freaky J. Sorry. You're very welcome, Cassandra. Oh. Here's the sitch, Jay. Somebody's watching you right now. Grounded, mature, seeing you for what, you know, your value is. This is really one of those internet cards. Knight of Swords, voyeurism, right? If it's not online, it's in the community, right? Whoever you have been kind of putting on the potential candidate chopping block needs to just not be on there, okay? Because I do see a romantic offer coming. Look, I shuffled this, I promise you. Shuffled this, and the romantic offer card with the Knight of Cups came out, okay? So this person with a couple of knights there, they could be a little younger than you. Maybe they're not like somebody that's your normal type. Maybe this is what's keeping them stepping back a little bit. Yeah, they could be in their head about this, but also they could be coming around sooner than later, okay? Maybe even by September. And the yes card, I mean, excuse me, the clarity card wanted to flip out as well, and now at the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. So this could be somebody guided in as you are doing the work. You're readying yourself for the situation. You're readying for your path to receive the situation. Even it's not even just about you readying yourself, but just, you know, what all encompasses your world, you know, as you do the work and focus without outwardly focusing firstly, right, on people, places, and things and timelines. The sooner this is going to come in, but once it comes in, it's giving it clicks. Yeah. It's like you also kind of have some sort of psychic awareness about this as well. But, you know, it's nice to hear confirmation. I get it, okay? Much love and light to you, babe. I get it. I get it. I really do, on a personal note, too, right? But you know what, you guys? At the end of the day, you got to be honest with yourselves in those moments. And this is me, too. Like, I'll out myself, too. Like, I'll be like, you know, every now and again, it's like, okay, I understand that being alone doesn't have to equate to loneliness. And then loneliness will creep in, you know, and in those moments, you can have a propensity to kind of go off the rails a little bit. Like, it's like, will I ever, did God forget to make somebody for me? Like, am I just alone at this because I'm so great? There's no one exactly on my freaking vibrational frequency, right? That may be the case for a season or two even then you got to know there's divine purpose behind that, okay? And so if and when you fall prey, Jay, or anyone else that can make sense of this under the sound of my voice, to some of those negative thoughts, right, where it's like, okay, maybe, you know, God forgot about me kind of thing, like, okay, I guess I'm just preparing to just love everyone else and their love for the rest of my life kind of thing, right? You got to know at your root you're fearing that divinity doesn't back you. And you know what? Happens to the best of us. No judgment, only love and light. I wouldn't want the karma, right? But even then, ask for a sign, right? Can I see a purple spider today, right? Doesn't have to be in reality. Hell, it could even be in a vision, right? And if and when you see somebody drive by with a weird purple spider sticker on their bumper, then you go, aha. Nobody even knows I asked her that. Everyone else is like, why are you so happy to see a freaking purple spider sticker on somebody's bumper? It's weird, bruh. And it's like, yeah, it is weird. So grateful to see it, right? Makes sense? Okay? And that's kind of some of the ways that you can sidestep through some of the storm activity, energy, feelings, right? And thought patterns, all right? So please don't give up, but please don't fall prey to the illusion that you're just stuck here, asked out, no one loves you, the divine messed up, made you, and you are the mistake, kind of like, no, right? None of that's true. And don't make it your truth. I say it that way because you guys, you can delusion yourself into believing pretty much anything hard enough, even harsh enough, to the point where you live out that that's your truth. Next thing you know, it's like everyone's at the funeral going, oh, had a good life, just was single the whole time. You know, it's like, no, don't be that one. No, no, no. All right. Yep, keep the faith. All right. And so I think we did talk about that a little bit in last night's live stream. So if you didn't catch all of that, please circle back around. All right. And angel number 22 may be of some significance. Just saying. All right. But that's what I have for you, Jane. Anyone else who can make sense of that? You guys, thank you so much for coming on and participating, because you do give us uh, options and opportunity to learn and grow together. And of course, the goal is never to make anyone feel called out, or make anyone triggered, unless it's part and parcel of assisting you to heal, of course, right? I can't say never. Healers often trigger, uh, not usually intentionally, right? But I'm mindful it happens. Just, you know, it's part of, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, though, what has to occur, so that you know exactly how to move on and why you don't want to return to some of those former states, whether mentally, emotionally, or otherwise. Okay. But you guys, before I lose connectivity here, I'm going to go ahead and hop off and get you well underway for your Friday. And I'll be back soon. I'm not exactly certain that it'll be tonight, you guys, so bear with. But I definitely do look forward to no later than tomorrow getting back together with you guys and regrouping. I love you guys so, so much. Stay amazing. And don't forget to smile. All right? You deserve to smile. Smile. All right? Much love and light.